state back over in New Orleans and to accomplish that. I'm just glad they're here, and hopefully they can continue their success.
EnVy yesterday in their win against FaZe, everyone was really on the same page. They were all clicking, and they looked quite well-rounded, especially in the slang. They've got to start it off here on London Docks Hardpoint. If you remember LG versus EG yesterday, well, EG got smacked by Luminosity Gaming on this exact map and game mode combination. I don't expect it to be as much of a blowout here, but EG, they've definitely got their hands full in this series as the boys in blue look to stay hot.
It is their third time playing it, though, right? Like, any mistakes they made, they have to have been able to talk over it and fix it, because they played the exact same thing against Epsilon. And I will say, EnVy, I'm not completely sold on for Hardpoint. Yes, they look good against FaZe, but FaZe is like 0-4 in Hardpoint, right? So there's a lot of questions about both of these teams of how good are they really.
Well, let's get it started. Off to the races for the beginning of this best-of-5 series. So far, the kill feed all EnVy as Temp's a perfect 3 and off the break of this map. 2 more kills go in favor of EnVy. They will get the opening seconds, and already Hook trying to push on through for the spawns. As Classic finds a kill inside Beer. 19-0 chance off the break.
Yeah, and I want to see, well, if Temp could get streaks. I think if you're that close on a hill-like statue, like, you don't even necessarily have to put yourself in a potentially bad situation. Like, bait out your teammates. He was only maybe 2 kills away. Even if they just went and fought for their rotations, him getting the hill time would be huge. But either way, it's not the case. See, EG, not only are they going to break through on statue, but they've got a fair bit of map control. But I was going to say, Enable, a lot of pressure on him, had a lot of players to deal with as everyone from EnVy crossing over towards sandbags.
And right now, it's going to be a 1v1 engagement between Hook and Enable for this back box area control. Enable won't check this corner. Second player here. Slasher's got the help. EnVy will get the opening seconds on the rotation. You got to love what you're seeing right now from EnVy, especially towards that back side of the map. Slasher actually playing in the hill with the AR, and I don't mind this at all in this setup chance.
Yeah, no, the setup is pretty good, actually. You see the team kills coming in, and that's just going to help EnVy out some more. But they got the spread, and you see the players rotating into the back because they keep spawning over on that tunnel side of things. So they got the B-cut control. Temp's got a big responsibility. He gets 1, he gets 2 as well. And there's, well, I would have said a clean 4 down. It's actually, well, another nade team kill.
This will be a perfect hold from EnVyUs. Their lead will go up to about 60 seconds when they get the rest of the scrap time. Again, Slasher in the hard point. Doesn't actually have to get into any engagements. He started that hill at 4-1. He'll end it at 4-1. I think it's a great sign for just how good the pressure was from the submachine guns of EnVyUs and the help of a couple team nade kills from EG. Obviously didn't work out. Aches an astonishing 0-7 off the break. Yeah, I think you want to see him get involved here soon, Chance, if you're an EG fan.
Yeah, I will say, though, to the credit of EnVy, not only was that hold really good, but we saw against FaZe that their issue was the holding, because they're actually very, very good at breaking through the setups of their opponents. They're very good when the pace is fast, and looks like, though, it is EG coming out on top just for the moment. Slasher falls mid-map as well, and there you go. That's what you need to see if you're an EG fan. They get that clean 4 down. Here's the opportunity for the setup. Enable is going to live on this statue for the time being, and you see how far pushed up Nameless is. He is going to fall, but still buys his team at least another 10 seconds before the even contest can come in, and they still have to get past Enable. Yeah,
Enable staying alive here, basically single-handedly watching this cross. It's so key for Evil Geniuses as they look to get the rest of this time. The lead, which was 160 seconds, now down to just 30. And EnVy already having to try to rotate towards these back spawns, but look who's here. It's Enable. They're going to use a fighter pilot, and most players are indoors, only able to get 1 with the streak, but it's done enough of a job by distracting the boys of EG to give EnVy the chance to fight for these spawns.
Yeah, important enough to get the back spawns. It's what you like to see. EG, though, got a lot of pressure coming up the side, but Classic is there for the trade, so that's what you got to do if you're EnVy. If you have the good spots, make sure you trade out the kills, and Classic is going to let it ride. Now he's got 2 players in the front trying to go for contest time. You see the gunfights going in the back as well. EnVy doing just about everything right, and he's got the streaks in hand.
That's the key part. Classic 4th streak, more score streaks earned. The big gunfight chance actually came down with Temp back by that coal area on your minimap, that top right side. Got the 1v1, got the kill, which kept EnVy in control of the spawns. EnVy the first team to eclipse the 100-second mark. It looks like Enable will at least fight for some of this scrap time. Slasher the furthest push towards this crane hardpoint. Let's see what he can do.
Well, he's also the only player alive for EnVy, so, well, he's got to play his life, and he's trying to survive and pick up Aches as well, but eventually Nameless is just going to clean that kill up, and there's not much Slasher can do. Either way, though, you see Aches never got moved, so the call was still there. He gets picked up, but they're just trying to keep Envy as far away as possible. EG's got a very nice spread. Apathy here waiting in 10. I mean, that's what, 50 feet away from the hill, and it seems that Envy, they're just so far away.
Yeah, and I was wondering, you know, are we going to see a streak brought out? We will, and that's going to kill Enable almost instantly. He'll also spot Apathy. It's a two-piece there. Everyone dead on EG for a moment. Here come the yellow arrows of Envy. They'll try to soar on in. Again, the lead's still about 25 seconds, and with 30 seconds still left at Crane, I actually love the use of that streak there, Chance.
Yeah, no, very good. And an important thing with the fighter pilot is, of course, the angle as well. That Crane does provide a lot of cover, but Classic makes sure to go straight from the side. EG, though, they're able to fight through. They had the favorable spawns to get inside the hill. Either way, though, that might be somewhat of a win for Envy, right? Like, they don't get the rotations, but they still chip away 15, 20 seconds off of the time.
At the end of the first rotation, you had a triple negative aches. You also had some streaks earned and used by Envy, and you're only down by about 13 seconds. You can't be feeling too bad about that one if you're EG, but now you've got to kick it into gear. As I say that, though, it's all Envy in the kill feed again. They've been dominant so far on this middle statue hardpoint.
Yeah, this is something we've seen from Envy before, actually. Like, getting the kills hasn't really been the problem for him. It's just playing hardpoint the correct way. Like we saw on the Sandbags Hill, they get that early setup. They get a bunch of time, but other than that, EG's been a pretty decent job of at least kind of making things messy. Either way, though, Envy, even on statue here, been in pretty good control. It's not quite full 60 standards, but you like to see it if you're an Envy fan.
What is it about Slasher that makes him so good? 15-8 right now, 4 streak, over a minute in the hardpoint. It seems like he's in a league of his own as he gets full streaks.
I mean, it helps that he's got an incredibly nice shot, which, of course, the past 3 years he's been able to show that off, but he's also an incredibly intelligent player, and I think that is ever more important in this game in World War II, that the smarter players are the ones that are going to thrive. Either way, though, this is the setup we've seen before. When Envy got it, they got the full 60, and right now they're in control at the start. EG, they have to fix something, but there's another team kill. Slasher has full streaks. 3 players coming up the back, though. Well, it looks like they're going for the split. 2 in the back. Classic's got important gunfights. The pre-fires coming in. They're trying to go for the trades, and it looks like he's distracted for just long enough that a couple players from the back are able to come in.
Chance, 15 kill difference between these teams as Envy get another 3 dead on EG. They're just not matching the slang from the boys in blue. Again, Aches triple negative, 6 and 18. Absolutely not something that you want to see from the veteran on your squad. 182 to 105. Now the biggest lead of the game for Team EnVyUs.
Yeah, and I think EG might have just been a little bit too slow in that situation. After, though, he is going to be able to get a little bit of scrap time, so not only does he get 15 points for his team, he takes 15 away from Envy, so it is at least, you know, a 30-point swing, but at the same time, Slash is already pushing the next hill. He's got the flamethrower. It guarantees that kill, so Envy, they do get the setup early on.
And I love that right there. You know, guarantee the trade. All you need to do, as long as the player doesn't have armor, is tag him once with the flamethrower and you'll get the kill. He knows his teammates are spawning close. They'll be able to supplement that hill so much quicker. So instead of fighting a gunfight that can go 50-50, he just soars around the corner, spraying the flamethrower. Even though Envy don't hold down the hard point off the break, heads up play from Slasher. Apathy
just got streaks, I'm pretty sure, as well. And you talk about flying around corners. He's flying through docks, and he actually wastes no time. They don't want Envy to get any of this time as well. You see the split bomb for Envy coming in. Apathy, he's trying to do that justice, and now you see EG completely surrounding 10. So I like that investment. Calling the glide bomb right away. You're nowhere near the hill to help out your team. You got to be there in some way. And, of course, that might help out a little bit. Still down by about 60 points, but EG trying to make the comeback. 90-second lead. Now down to a 45-second lead, and again, slowly diminishing. Fighter pilot coming on in. They'll spot every player, but I believe only kill 1. But he will spawn out. Slasher spawns out. EG have a number advantage for a moment. Will they take control of the hard point right now? More streaks earned now for Nameless. A lot of potential here for EG coming in the front as well. Slasher, though, and more importantly, Temp inside of the hill are picking up quite a few kills, but it looks like EG is actually successful. The pressure's coming on, and now you actually have 2 different players over by docks, and just like that, the clean 4 down. It happened so fast. Still, though, plenty of time for EG to try and get back into this. It's not going to be easy. They're going for the 3-man flood through mid-map. Temp's just waiting for him. He's on a 5 streak, trying to make it more.
Last players on the flank, and they now know it. 60-second lead again. While this is all going down, Temp's worked himself up to his 6th streak. With every score streak to his name, 1 final player here, and he's dead. Temp, 29 and 21, with over a minute in the objective as well. Every single player positive on EnVyUs. as they look to close the map out on this next trade hardpoint.
And I love that. Instant reaction from Temp is like where they're trying to spawn, gets the call out from his team, instantly whips around, all of EG spawning in the back, and that is absolute worst case scenario. 20 seconds away for Envy to win this game. They have all the streaks, they have the full setup. EG, this is absolute desperation mode.
Eggs, one death away from being 9-30. One of the worst stat lines we've seen so far in the CWL Pro League. He's been called out, he's been killed. 9-30. Eggs goes in map 1 as Envy smoke EG on London Docks hardpoint.
Yeah, pretty brutal there, Jack. I was trying to do the math in my head from the scoreboard. So he goes -21. I don't even know if Envy was +21. Like, I think literally the kill difference in that game was literally just on Eggs.
My goodness, you already know. Slasher's opening that scoreboard and chuckling to himself. The rivalry there, obviously on Hot Mic the other day, which one of the unique shows in all of esports that airs every Tuesday live on MLG.com. But no, it's funny to watch as Slasher gets the better of his former teammate Aches there, and Envy strike first, looking great in hardpoint again.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's a rough game 1, but I guess to EG's credit, they've had a couple rough game 1s in the past. The Search and Destroy, they're going to need the swing map, and I guess it happened against LG. They got a 100-point clubbed on that exact map, but then they bounced back, and even when they found themselves down 5-2, still clutched up enough to, at the very least, force that round 11. Of course, they weren't successful, but you do appreciate that, right? To have the mental fortitude to be like, okay, like, it's just one map. We can bounce back, not a problem. So definitely expect the second map to be more competitive, and it's also hopefully more difficult to go triple negative in Search, hopefully.
Hopefully. We'll find out, as not the best map for Aches there, staying at single-digit kills, but 30 deaths. From Envy, though, that man on your screen, Temp, what a performance we just saw from him, earning those streaks, single-handedly breaking the beer hard point at one point. Again, what made him such a good player when we first saw him all the way back in Advanced Warfare was kind of how much of a duo he was with Hook. We called them the Bash Brothers. You would just kind of spawn them in on the map, and they had enough slaying power, it seemed, to carry their entire team if they needed to. Obviously, a little bit tougher to do that in this game of Call of Duty World War II, but it seems like he's finding his groove right now with the current setup this team has.
And that's what you appreciate to see, right? Like, Slasher's gotten a lot of flack of, like, man, you put this roster together, and then you get, like, top 12, and then I think top 12 again. Like, they haven't seen really any success this year at all, but if the expectation is you gotta have these 2 new young players who boots on the ground, they're not as experienced, well, the idea would be for them to get better and better as the year goes on. So it's not about the rough start, it's about how you finish. And of course, this would be the absolute perfect time for Envy to turn their game around. You know, it's the $500,000 in playoffs that they're going to be fighting for. And again, I've been harping on it was their hard point where they've had a lot of flaws in the past of where they're just struggling together to just work as a team. And now they're undefeated so far. Granted, we're only 3 maps in for them, but obviously looking improved.
Well, it's time for game number 2. EG down 0-1, but we know hard point's not their specialty. Would you say their best game mode is Search and Destroy, or you think it's CTF?
Well, honestly, it's a toss-up. It's definitely not hard point, and after that, it's a little bit tougher to call, but I don't know. I'd probably give them a slight edge in Search and Destroy just because I'm still not sold on this team of across the board having enough slaying power. Obviously, that game from Aches doesn't help, but really enough, I think Aches has actually been the guy for them in Search that's been pretty well. I know he's put up at least 2 double-digit games in Search, so I don't know. He just needs a double-digit game at hardpoint as well. But either way, we'll see what EG is able to put together. Also see if Temp can get some snipes and actually gets the snapshot over on the other player. Is going to get traded out instantly, but not a bad first blood.
Aches answers right back. Now with 3v3, Classic gives away his position. I'm surprised he even tries to challenge this with Aches having an FG. Well, it's because he's got Slasher watching over him. He'll also tag up Enable. Now they look to collapse. It's down to a 1v1. Hook versus Enable. And that nade is looking like it's perfect. He knows he's got him one shot. Will he try to chase and challenge this kill? It does appear so. He's taking so much time, though. I don't like this play at all from Hook. That was so much hesitation. Where's the confidence?
Even then, like, you're on defense, you know exactly where he is, you're on an amazing head glitch, like, you don't really have to move, but there you go. Enable makes the play, and that's a pretty solid round. Obviously, the first blood gets traded out instantly, but Enable was tagged up, Aches got cleaned up, it was a 2v1. Yes, Enable gets that instant trade, but you gotta imagine, Hugh at least had a small advantage, so not a bad first round for EG.
Yeah, not at all. Very quick trades, very quick round, but again, you gotta favor Hook in that scenario, especially after landing that nade right at his feet. 1-0, the score line in favor of EG. Aches solo holding the A site, and the bomb is out in no man's land for EnVyUs.
Nameless, though, pushed up very aggressively as well, and it looks like he might be coming around a player, and there you go. That player takes a shot. Easy kills for Nameless, and that's a very solid first blood. And, yeah, there you go. I don't know if Nameless saw it or not, but that bomb's down, and you have 3 players stacked up over by B. As long as Aches doesn't get picked, this round should be EG's.
I've casted a lot of Call of Duty World War II S&D at this point. That might be one of the worst starting round setups I've ever seen from a team.
Well, see if they can bounce back to at least get the clutch if the opening strats aren't the best. But, yeah, they're just having good problems even moving towards that bomb. Aches is still by himself over here against Slasher, but it's kind of a kill that Slasher needs to get just to open up the round, because now it's Hugh and Temp that we're working in 2v4, and there you go. Aches wins that. This round is just falling apart. Now they got to sprint into the FGs, and yes, they're working in tandem, but what can you really do? Temp by himself doesn't even get the kill on Nameless. So Nameless has at least 2 to his name, working to some streaks. But I will say, I don't necessarily think that that's a terrible opening strat, but that player has to be able to see the cross to know if Nameless is going to get behind him. Like, if you're playing by yourself, you got to know if players can cross to Bell.
I just don't get why you send your bomb there by himself. I mean, there was no one even within reach to do anything. At least have your bomb guy be the one that's near bunker, so you already have a guy that's pushed up field, so you can decide to go there, you know, on a moment's notice. Lets you rotate when you have that guy in middle tank, but whatever. Either way, I'm not the pro. As we will see a quick first blood for Classic. Enable holding the angle, try to peek on out. It looks like Aches again will answer right back. Now a 3v2 for EnVyUs.
Yeah, and Huke is going to be almost immovable. I think they already got rid of all their stuns and nades, so you see the instant rotation coming in, and, well, there you go. First blood is going to get turned into that 3 versus 2 situation. EG, rough spot. They got to play for a pick. Slash is the god man out, but Slash is also in an incredible position. But I like what Envy is doing. They have everything covered. They got Huke in a fantastic spot. Classic's right next to him. It's forcing EG to pull off something crazy, but Huke calls this out, knows exactly what's going on, and, yeah, he's not even going to get tagged up, really. Trade comes in. I won't say perfect, but very close to it round for Envy.
Yep, beautifully done. Temp. He'll just have to watch out for Aches, who keeps holding that deep angle with the FG42. If he was sniping there again as he went to go peek, he just got shredded. So we know how powerful that AR can be from range. Aches doing a little bit better on this S&D than the hard point, but then again, I don't think it was possible to do worse unless you literally finish this map 0-10. As we load into round 4, what does EnVyUs do on offense? Their last offensive play was abysmal. This one at least sending 3 players together towards field, looking a little bit better. This is going to be their smoke strategy we saw yesterday. Aches, one shot. They know he likes to play in the bomb by himself.
And now Aches just has to run. He has to get to back ice, and it looks like he's going to be successful and long enough for Enable to pick up 2. So Classic and Hugh go hunting for kills, but Aches get out in the nick of time. Still, though, Slash is able to get 1, so not the end of the road here for EnVyUs, but now, well, it's just about to be. Slasher's position is known as well. Aches is looking over. This is just FGs everywhere. And, yeah, not much you can do, though. So very good round for EG. Again, on the credit, not only does Aches get out, but Hugh can temp chase the kill. Enable cleans both of them up. So solid round from EG.
Yeah, great job by Aches for just kind of hightailing it out of there. He definitely got call-outs from Enable as well. Like, hey, I'm watching over you. I'm watching over you. Just come on, sprint right on out. They thought they had a chance to catch that timing, but they were not ready for Enable to be there pre-aiming with his AR. 3-1 now for EG as they are bouncing back slowly but surely from that map 1 loss.
And here you go. Here's the new strat. They're going to smoke out that B cut because they knew at least 2 players are going to play over on the B side for Envy. The question is Classic going to try to push through? But that's exactly what Enable is waiting for. And once that smoke clears, it's going to go down. But either way, Nameless, the pressure's coming on the A bomb site. Not only gets 1, but gets 2. Classic's trying to come up the back, but yeah, he's going to get cleaned up. And this is just strategy coming out on top for EG.
Temp all by himself. 1 team kill. That's about it. EG. Beautiful strategy there to go up 4-1. You love to see stuff like that. And now if you're Envy, you've got to continue to think, hey, that could come out at any time. You've got to be ready. I will say I'm surprised that, you know, the 2 at A didn't expect something like that. They just both kind of get first blooded and they take control of the site.
Either way, though, like, you have no information. You don't know how fast it's going to come. Their positions might not have been great, and you're getting overwhelmed in that 3v2, right? But that's EG. They've shown B twice. They forced people to go over to defend B, and then they just mix things up completely. But again, strategy OP. Nameless, more importantly, able to get another kill on board for him, sitting at 5-2. And now this situation where Envy, they get first blooded, and now they're just stuck. And the bomb is down as well.
Oh, yeah. No, they know exactly where that is now. Temp gets gunned as well. Nameless hitting all of his shots, it seems. 3 first bloods to his name as well so far in this game alone. Slasher will get pinched, just like that. It's another round win for EG, and they're getting hyped right now, Chance.
Yeah, no, Apathy's feeling good. It's hard not to get hyped, right? Like, after that map 1, it's very easy to just, like, look across the table and be like, all right, Aches, we're going to need you to step it up just a little bit, and we'll be good to go. But, again, it's a team. They've had rough map 1s. They've been very, very good at bouncing back. And so far, they've done so, of course. Still a long way to go. We've seen comebacks before. Like, every single search EG has played so far has gone around 11. So they're definitely going to look to just try and close this one out soon. And it looks like they're going back to mid-map once again.
Yeah, they definitely do not want to go to round 11 here as they're currently up 5-1, but anything is possible. That same smoke in middle map has landed. Slasher gets shot in the back at first hard point, and just like that, it's a 2 versus 4 Envy. Looking like they're about to get closed down out here in game 2.
Well, Apathy is going to fall. Huke able to get that nade on top of him, and the bomb is down mid-map, so you have Temp actually not too far away from a player in mid. But EG, they are just very stationary. They're waiting to see if Envy is going to make a mistake, because Envy, they might feel a little bit pressured. Like, they don't have control of the A side at all, so they might feel in the 2v3 they need to make moves so the bomb doesn't go down. Of course, they might not know that EG doesn't even have the bomb in hand, but still 3v2.
Beautiful positioning from Enable. He's expecting Temp to go check and see if that bomb's still there. Enable all by himself in middle map. He gets the kill. And there's the round win and game victory for EG, tying the series 1-1.
And you gotta imagine, almost like a flawless performance, right? They show B twice on offense, and while they have a decent bit of success, then they mix things up, hit that mid-map rush, smoke off the players that they know will be defending B, hit over A. They do the second thing the next time around, and Envy, what adjustments did they really make? Like, they got picked apart repeatedly, just nothing went right for them. So, yeah, great bounce back map for EG.
Envy looked very, very lost there on Ardennes Forest Search and Destroy. Aches bounces back, though. Great performance from him alongside the rest of Evil Geniuses to now tie the series 1-1. That's an example of a must-win map for me if you're Evil Geniuses. You've set yourself up now for a chance to take the series lead in CTF. Can they make it happen, though, is the question. This is the CWL Pro League Division B action. We're in match 4 of 5 today. The battle of 2 North American powerhouses continues after this quick break.
I definitely felt the pressure because going into New Orleans, I know we had a very hard bracket and a very tough road to be able to qualify into the league.
I feel like us veteran players and more experienced players don't really feel pressure when we're playing, but it was definitely a lot of pressure to make it to the season one and to the league. It's probably the most important thing right now. After Dallas, I think we realized we had really close games against the top 4, top 6 teams, insanely close to the point where we could have easily made it, you know, top 4, top 6. And we realized we have a lot of potential. You know, there's these little mistakes and these little things that are costing us. And we really felt that we deserve to be a top team and we can easily do it.
You know, at Dallas, I don't think we necessarily played bad, but we weren't consistent in enough game modes that we were at New Orleans, and that's something that we really worked on. We really wanted to get better at every game type and be more well-rounded.
So we just went back home, started to practice more, took it more serious, started putting more time in.
I mean, we've just been practicing every single day, really just trying to prepare as much as we can, watching a lot of VODs on the other teams in our division, because we know we barely made it into the league, but we know that's not where we're at. I know we can definitely win an event this year. I would say we're, you know, as confident as we can be coming into this event. We've prepared as much as we could, and I felt like we made great strides in getting better as a team.
We have so much potential. Easily, we could be like a top 2, top 3 team, and you know, we just got to keep working hard. I mean, I feel like if we continue to put the time in and really try to improve and set this goal for ourselves, I think we can easily make it to the top.
I think we just kind of have to go all in with each other. We really have to believe how we want to play as a team. Just go in, trusting our gut, trusting our teammates. As long as we get on the same page, we can easily be the best team in the game.
Words used like top 2 or 3 team, or I believe we can be the best team in the game, or I believe we can win an event this year, used in the video by EG players when describing EG players. Chance, do you agree with their sentiments?
I agree with the sentiment of they weren't consistent in their
God!
I can agree with that because we've even seen it. Like literally from map 1 to map 2, we saw at least one player that's inconsistent in his performance for the respawn, but then obviously in search, they're there. So I agree with if they can fix their inconsistencies, they're going to be a force of a team to be reckoned with. But at the moment, they're not quite there holistically, so I'm not putting them anywhere near the top 2 or 3 for now. Can that happen long term? Maybe, but a lot of things can happen, Jack. A lot of things.
A lot of things can happen indeed. We've got a hell of a lot of Call of Duty action here in the CWL Pro League, where we expect all these teams to improve. Right now that we do have a series on our hand, folks. Envy versus Evil Geniuses. Envy struck first, dominating in the hard point after Aches went 9-30. But in S&D, Aches and crew struck back 6-1, really kind of making Envy look like they had no idea what was going on. We will now move into CTF on Ardennes Forest. You know, it's a slower paced map. We've seen so far today a couple CTFs that have been absolute blowouts. You feel the same is going to happen here?
No, I think it definitely should be close. You might want to give the edge to Envy. I think even their CTF record they posted back in New Orleans is pretty solid, like 5-2 or something along those lines. But you got to imagine, like, just returning to boots on the ground, going back to CTF is something that, like, Ace, who just had a bad map 1, should be perfectly fine at, right? So, like, the intelligence for CTF is certainly going to be there for EG. They just need to make sure that all 4 players have a solid performance, and I think they'll be fine for, at the very least, a competitive map.
Let's see if it is actually going to be a competitive map. Off the break, we're following Apathy. His job, watch the overextension through Bell. His shadow's been spotted, so he'll have to hide for now. You saw in the Kill Feed Classic actually using the bar off the break. You saw John using that weapon earlier on for Luminosity Gaming. As now, kills being traded, map positioning slightly in favor of EG, but as I say that, it's Slasher and Temp getting kills. Envy now on the offensive.
Yeah, and it's going to be Temp and Slasher that are now that new duo. Temp's going to pick up another pretty big kill as well to at least get that bunker control, and that's going to buy his team time to set up however they want to choose to go about it. Now you have Classic. He's pushed up the left side. They got 2 players pushing for the flag, and at the very least, that should be traded because there you go. Huke's coming from mid-map. This flag's going to come out, and Classic, he's been waiting here from the start. Yes, he has a bar, but he's watching the cross. Knows one player is passed, but, well, he doesn't chase, and that is at the very least going to slow EG down, but there's the counter pull. Slasher's got to win the gunfight, has the FG, has it pre-aimed. Easy win for him. Great reaction, gets the streaks. This is Envy looking great in the first minute, Jack.
And he knows exactly where Aches is. That's a free kill. Here comes the return for Slasher, the capture, the full streaks earned. If we go to temp, he's close as well to streaks.
And they're just letting it ride as well. Hugh hasn't really slowed down too much either. So across the board, doing a pretty solid job. But either way, the streaks on Forest, that's just absolutely massive. Of course, though, it's going to be back to about that 50-50 map split, though. EnVy, slight edge.
Evil Geniuses, they're down now in another respawn. Let's swap over to the squad repping blue in this series in your scoreboard and go to an Astro Gaming listen in.
Try to stay up. Hold the angle. Let's bait the
Three there. Up. Oh, no,
I have Malin. Hopefully he doesn't see me.
One's outskirts. I got him.
I'm flagged.
Nice.
All right, he wasted.
Listen, guys. In bunker, stay alive. Do not peek those front bunker kills. It's not working.
Peeking out.
Send this guy mid.
Slasher's on the left side. Slasher's far left. Just one shot far left front bunker.
Got you to get him.
One shot far left bunker.
Got him.
Nice.
Nice. We're missing one. He's in bunker.
Mid.
Four.
Nice.
Nice. Hugh and Classic.
Go right. I am.
I'm trying to get Cabin Heady.
Yeah.
He's in ice heady. Middle on me.
I'm holding it for you. Alright, get it.
Middle on me hurt. I got one.
Fourth.
Middle on me hurt. Middle on me. Nade push me. Middle.
Yo, let's try. Can we make a push here?
I'm gonna push back
Top
left in
you.
a second.
One's back to flag. I'm stunned.
Just hold it.
Yeah, man.
Top ruins. I'm top ruins right here with you. Yeah. Or and you can push it.
I'm holding fourth.
Check corners though. Could be inside dark.
Back left. One shot. I got one. Let's go. This is our opening. Yeah. I'm pushing. I'm about to push this.
I'm gonna tank in.
I'm going now. Is it heady? One shot. Slasher. Low heady. One shot.
I got
Heady
one.
got me.
One on the bridge. He dropped out on left side. Fourth hard point. That was it.
Nice. 10 Classic.
Good try. Just one hit.
All good.
Temp's gonna be ruined.
They don't have the.
Temp's gonna be ruined.
Get in bunker.
About to take off mountain.
Yeah, they only have a glide bomb. And they have a mortar thing.
I spawn back bunker.
Oh, he's far left cave!
Okay,
One of you gotta go left.
On me.
I got naded out.
He's on the heady.
Is he pushing?
Yeah, no, not yet. He's going to in a second.
Oh, and our flag, guys. He's
Listen,
pulling a
guys,
bunker.
do not fight those front bunker kills, please. Listen to me.
Got you. I challenge outside. Got OE.
You hear there, Ake says one of you guys has to push left. They don't have anyone challenge the AR on the left side. Now the artillery dropped as well. This has all the signs of being a capture and a 2-0 lead for EnVyUs, Chance.
And that's a perfect artillery as well. Gets the cutoffs, makes it easier to watch your lanes, and the flag cap comes in at the nick of time, though. EnVy is able to pick up 3 and gets the flag out, so I think he actually snuck through the artillery, so talk about a streak.
Here's the more important thing. He still has Mountain on, so if the glide bomb is used, which I don't even think they're going to use it, it won't see him. Not going to be used. This will be a great counter cap for EG. As here it goes. Armored, energetic, the capture, and now he's 1 kill off of earning streaks too.
And good night as well. Like, he must have been, what, like 3 or 4 feet away from not only picking up the 3-piece, but from stopping EnVy from getting that flag. But more importantly, they are trying to set up their return, but Nameless is going for the kind of hero play, and EnVy was on the ball for that. So you like what you see from EG. Even in the comms you hear, like, he's not going to see me potentially. I have Mountain on, and that's just instant recognition, right? Like, not only are they calling out the order of players that are spawning and calling out when they spawn, but they're aware when other teams have streaks. And again, they might not be getting the kills, but at the very least are playing smart CTF.
I think a lot right now, they know that there's a pressure pushing forward from EnVy. They want to go for one final pull, but at the same time, EnVy, he wants these streaks so badly. As you can see, he's just laying down, trying to protect his flag. 20 seconds left. EnVy closing on in. It's going to be a 3v3 on the flag peg. Entry now from Classic. Second kill, though, not going to come in for EnVyUs. It's Hook now dead, Slasher dead, and streaks earned for Apathy. Great stuff from EG. They hold their base. They'll go into the half only down 1.
And here's my question about EnVy is, like, they even get halftime to try and think this one over. Do you think they're going to be smart enough to put on the mountain? Because we saw Apathy, Glide Bomb, and Fighter Pilot. Do you think they're players in a team that's going to be as aware as EG was? Of course, maybe for EG it's a little bit easier because I think Slasher just got like 6 in a row and a return. So granted, that's a much easier job. But at the same time, some of the best players, some of the smartest players in the world are actually that good at keeping track of that sort of thing.
I think the big thing here is that they have to remember, hey, there was a guy that got a score on in. First player, no mountain. Second player, no mountain. Third player, no mountain. Fourth player, no mountain. So if there's a pull from EG and they call it a Fighter Pilot, everyone will not only be exposed, but will probably get shredded down by that powerful score streak.
Yeah, of course, though, before the score streaks even come into play, they got to get past Slasher, right? But there you go. Nameless able to get behind enemy lines, at least for the moment. But there, again, Slasher, man, is 14 and 6, having himself a field day.
Slasher and Aches both get kills in their spawn to protect their flag. 30 seconds into the second half. It's EnVy who have their AR player in Slasher now in the power position. Hoop trying to inch up this outside Ruins lane. Not going to work out for him there. Again, kills us being traded. Every single life counts in CTF. Slasher, 15 and 6. Leading his team again in slang, and there's the mortar for the player outside cabin. Not gonna get the kill. Oh, there you go. Last one does connect.
That's a very interesting use as well. That must have been like, we're having trouble getting past Slasher. He might be working on streaks. Let's just shut it down now. So not necessarily the absolute best investment, but they do get something out of it, at least the opportunity to kind of extend a little bit of map pressure. And that's going to be Aches. He's able to reclaim that cabin wall, and that's absolutely one of the most important power positions on this map.
Oh, Aches actually went to go jump challenge that corner and hit his head on the doorway. So shots go off a little bit because of that. Temp with another kill. You just saw Nameless was stunned. Now Temp in a 1v1 near the flag. Willie check his right corner. He goes to, but Aches with an FG there makes that easy.
Yeah, and of course, this is the benefit of EG, the situation they found themselves in, right? Like, they make sure to only go down one flag at the half. Now they're on the slightly better side, I think is fair to say, because of how difficult it is for Envy to pull out flags. Of course, Slasher still has that glide bomb, so if they get enough control, might want to call it in. And, well, there's 2 kills. The opportunity's here. Aches still in that same spot with the FG. Huke trying to make something happen. Slasher's coming around the back. Now the gunfights are there. Huke able to get the kill, get the flag, and that player should be able to get out because Slasher's here to cut off Nameless.
Yeah, he can't even trail, and he knows it too. That's why he's trying to challenge like this. Last player at bunker, and he just gave away his position. Enable gives away his position. Classic's there. Fighter pilot used. Flag will be slowed down, but I mean, I don't think there's anyone who can stop this. Does a stun come in from middle map? Doesn't appear so. Glide bomb, will it get there in time? No! That's a capture, and now if you're EG, you just used your 2 biggest streaks, and you're not even gonna have a counter cap come in.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe they have to because obviously time is just ticking down, and that's just, it's Edgar Allan Poe's, right? It's that beating heart under the cabin wall. It's just, it's so tough to do, but we'll see, man. But how are you even gonna get past Slasher, like, let alone streaks? Man, it's 20 and 8. Having a fantastic game here on Forest.
And look at EG, just like in map 1, the person falling behind and slaying and, you know, getting involved and finding some kills is Aches again. Now 9 and 16. Flag pulled by EG, and with 3 dead on Envy, this looks great.
Well, there might be a glide bomb to slow him down, but do you really want to even invest that? Because absolutely nobody's in position. So still not the end of the world for Envy. They're still in a solid spot. But again, seems like Envy, repeatedly, even when they find themselves down, they're able to bounce back in some capacity.
Aches trying to hold off 2 players pushing towards this field side. 1 cap game, 90 seconds left. Slasher now tagged up. Aches just staying alive. Has infantry on for that extra strafe speed. Slasher's shot just too damn good. This is key now. Nameless 1 engagement victory off of earning a couple score streaks.
Well, the problem is now Slasher has just been completely slowing EG down. Finally, it's going to be Nameless trying to make the move, and he's got the streaks as well. So now the opportunity is here. You see Nameless has picked up a kill as well. He's going to force the players into bunker, and of course the kill on Classic should be easy. Now they know all of them are going to spawn in the back. You got to wait, Apathy. He needs to wait for his teammates to try and trade out just to get that flag pool, but it's not going to be easy. Even with the streaks used, not easy at all. So they're going to invest the fighter pod.
Do they have Mountain on? If they don't, this could be a disaster. If they don't have Mountain on, 1 kill. 2 as well. They know the 3rd is inside bunker, and you saw their Slasher just outside. Slasher's got to hold off 2 players here to keep his team in the lead. There's the first kill. There's the 2nd kill. Slasher 25 and 10. May have just won the game for Team EnVyUs.
Yeah, and that's a situation I think Enable has to double challenge. He's worried about the player coming in the back, but doesn't even peek it. So that's a pretty easy read from Slasher. Of course, getting the kills is impressive, but EG, not a lot of time. They got to get a flag pull. They have 0 control of the map right now. Desperation time.
15 seconds left. They've got to just sprint on through. There's the 1 kill. The final hope is Enable. The final hope is dead. And ooh, Slasher, 26 and 11. I think he's earned the right to shoot some bodies after that one, dominating the respawn so far. Envy up 2-1.
And then the question for me is, like, map forward. Like, is anyone from EG, like all 4 players, will they be consistent enough to win a hard point? Because that has been a struggle for them. And again, Envy's undefeated. Granted, they're only 3 maps in for it for hard point. But I don't know, man. This is going to be tough for EG to force that game 5.
EG looking shaky in the respawn game modes. Even their 2 captures were more like, one was that rally, that counter cap, where Apathy made a monster play, and then the other one was a quick little 3 dead where they had someone flank through middle map and get a sneaky little flag pull out. Outside of that, though, Envy looking cool, calm, and collected in the respawn game modes. Now on the verge of taking a series victory here, putting them at a perfect 2-0 in the CWL Pro League Division B.
I gotta be honest, I appreciate that like dichotomy we just saw between players. Right? You have Slasher where he just looks pissed off, and God knows why. Like maybe obviously there's probably mistakes that you could fix for the map, like not even putting on Mountain when you know the other team has streaks, details like that. But then you have Temp, he's just like chuckling to himself. He's just having a good old time. He's just happy to be here. So appreciate the clash of personalities, if you will. But you gotta imagine if you got Slasher on your team, someone needs to be that feel-good guy.
Yeah, and you saw Slasher actually when that fighter pilot got called in. He was the only one that had Mountain on. That's why he stays alive. That's why he's able to get that final 2-piece and stop the pull from Evil Geniuses. Either way, Slasher, monster in game 1, monster again in game 3. Will he keep it going as we head into another hard point? You've got to assume so. This has been a man that, since the start of the year, Chance has had one of the best KDs across the events. Yes, it hasn't resulted in great finishes for Envy, but he has not been the reason why they've struggled to find victories.
Yeah, no, he's the one that's putting up the score lines of like, how did they lose? He just went positive 25. Like, what happened? It's like, desperately just don't know. Like, it's tough to explain. But again, the teamwork seems to be there, at least in a better capacity than we've seen in the past. Envy certainly have seemed to improve, but they got to close out the game. Do you happen to know what map 4 is?
St. Marie?
Oh.
Santa Maria del Mod. As we'll head there next. Not sure I said that with my Italian accent. Yes, that was an Italian accent. Don't judge me. I have the microphone. Team EnVyUs versus Evil Geniuses. Envy, are they still going for their first hardpoint win?
That part I can't remember.
Okay.
I know they're at least 0-3 on Docs, but outside of that, I'm not even. I genuinely can't remember. I know Envy's undefeated. I know for EG, at best they've won 1, so it's not a good look. And then, more importantly, this is something that like Octane was talking about on the desk. Even if EG goes to Game 5 on Texas, like who's their sniper? Like we haven't seen it before, so like I know Nameless can snipe. I know all of them, their pro players can snipe, but I don't know if it's going to be in the same capacity that we see from a Jerd or a Tommy or a Zero. And I just realized apparently I'm EU biased.
Yeah, what was that? What about Kenny?
Yeah, what about how do you forget Kenny? And Theory, honestly. Anyway, that's if EG can even force the map 5, but they got at least, a 10-minute game ahead of them to be able to do just that. Of course, Aches, you got to imagine the pressure's on him, right? Like, he's the easy one to focus out for map number 1 for the first hard point. He's got to turn his game around to try and keep his team in this to force game number 5.
Let's see if they can do it. Envy up 2-1 in our best of 5. Aches off the break. We'll follow him as he sprints in towards middle map. Infantry Hunker Assault Rifle class and expect him to just pre-fire this wall. Tag up anyone going through the door. First couple kills already for Envy, and they've stormed into the hill. Yeah, going 2 FGs off the start as well. That player's actually just fallen next to Aches. Didn't even hear the ankles break, so pretty solid start we've seen out of Team Envy. And there you see Classic still deciding to rock the bar. An interesting decision as well, but up close, ever so slightly better than the FG. As long as you hit your shots enabled, though, trying to storm back, picks up 2, and it looks like Envy, great start off the rip, but now they're prioritizing trying to keep the spawns, and that's exactly what Egg is looking to do. It's funny you mentioned Temp, not having his legs broken there as he jumped out the window. I'm wondering if he did the silent drop, where, you can land on this one certain area of the curb there and not have your legs be broken by sprint mantling out of the window. Certain players haven't really begun to learn that too much yet, but it is very, very useful if you get it down pat. 30-12 right now. EG have bounced back after getting 12-second deficit early on. And they already have a presence near these spawns. This is a great rotation right now for EG. Yeah, Huke's feeling the pressure as well. He's out here pre-firing things that the players aren't even pushing from because he knows that he was dealing with at least 2, if not all 4 players from EG. And now Nameless is getting tagged up by quite a few players, but the pressure's all over the back, and Nameless is actually getting the cuts as well. So this is a fantastic setup here for EG. They're going to lock down the back spawns, and Nameless is trying to let it ride. Picks up at least 2 and tags up a 3rd before he falls. Envy, with even giving up the rest of scrap time, just had no presence near that back street. And EG, again, the veteran leadership shows there as they put their correct mindset into where to push, what they need to hold down. Right now, it's less about the kills that EG are getting, even though they are out slaying. It's more about the positioning they're putting themselves in, too. They're going to get this scrap time, and they're going to be able to send 3 out towards a new rotation. Slasher doing what he can to hold that outside field. He's now dead. EG up 60-28. Well, yeah, now Envy needs to be very, very delicate, because if EG's able to get a clean break on this game could just get blown out of proportion, and there's 2 kills that you just don't think should come in at all. And just like that, EG's the first one into the hill when they have to send 4 in rotation, and now Envy is spawning out. This is not the Envy you like to see. Hook trying to bring some of them to the grave. He's only able to get 2. Thankfully, he bought enough time for the rest of EnVy to storm on in. But these back spawns still held by EG. Enable will earn a fighter pilot, and we know how good that will be. On the outside lookout post hardpoint. The lead now down to just 28. Enable now earns the glide bomb too. Earns the mortar strike. Enable going off at 9 and 2.
Oh, killing like that as well, but that's obviously going to be huge just for the next till that fighter pilot can basically win it for you, if not buy you 20, 30 seconds. So EG in a fantastic spot. You appreciate the turnaround from that map, number 1. And more importantly, they're trying to win the rotation battle again as well. It's Nameless. This is like the 2nd or 3rd time we've called him out for it, but he's pushed up very aggressively. Works with Ace to get the first kill, and granted Temp is going to be inside the hill, but at the very least, EG has a bit of a pinch, but finally he gets traded out, while of course that fighter pilot gets called in, and it only picks up 1.
Temp swapped to Mountain. Don't think it did too much though, as a couple other players from EnVy had been revealed by that streak. I just don't get the use of mortar strike. I never will, as it's dropped down there and literally does nothing.
Well, I mean, the mortar strike is situational, right? Like, if you call an artillery on the hill, well, then your own team is going to have trouble pushing in. But granted, it's great for watching a cut, and it did kind of force the players out for just a second, but no one from EG was really there to get the setup. I mean, it was the same thing with the fighter pilot. He calls it in. It can be great on the hill, but there was only Aches that was left over by the hill, and he only picks up 1 with the fighter pilot anyway. So, at the very least, that's 2 streaks that you get virtually nothing out of.
96 to 66, 12 seconds of scrap going to EnVy as well. You've already had, what, 2 streaks earned? I believe they still have a glide bomb on the side of EG. And Hook, he's getting control of top red. This looks like a solid setup right now for EnVy. With Hook winning his gunfights, there's the control. EnVy clawing back in this game.
And Classic in a great spot as well. He's actually switched away from the ball back to the FG. Gets cleaned up, though, instead of just holding the power position. Slasher, of course, though, has the flank for his team. There you go. Saw the same thing the first time around. EnVy get inside the hill first. Or EnVyUs, excuse me, waste no time breaking back through.
Classic shoots Ace in the back. Doesn't get much easier than that. No one watching his top sandbag push, and he'll pay for it there. It's going to be a 1v3 around the hard point. Temp all by himself. Nameless with a quick challenge. Look at the confidence there as he soars into the window. 16 kills. Leading the lobby is Nameless.
Trying to keep it going as well. Picks 1 up with the nade, and of course Enable's working on the flank as well. Able to pick up 1 and still is the glide bomb. So same situation we saw earlier, right? EG is able to put a lot of pressure on ammo, and EnVy, yes, they're there first, but they were just struggling to even get the spawn. So the position Enable's in, if he picks up some kills, that is going to force EnVy very, very far out.
Yeah, they'll spawn at that outside field spawn near the lookout post. Here comes the glide bomb. Everyone revealed. Call-outs, extra key here. Classic will die. And just like that, EnVyUs is pushed for the spawns. EnVy have done an abysmal job this map so far, Chance, at playing the first hard point and rotating to the second hill. It's why they are down in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the kills have never really been the problem for EnVy. It's just playing hardpoint the correct way, and they've just been struggling. I mean, of course, full credit to EG. They have played the break very, very well both times, and still the pressure is coming in from EnVy, so it depends on who gets the kills at this point. Abdi's trying to work, but Enable in the wings. He's been on point all game. He's 18 and 8, picks up 2, but I guess a solid team kill and then double nade from Classic, but all for what, 20 seconds at the end?
Yeah, 20 seconds is all they'll get. Look at how far pushed up Aches this middle map, trying to just annoy his opponents. Aches doing much better in this respawn than all the others combined at 13 and 13 with 24 seconds in the objective. Apathy holding the outside lane. Look at how far anyone from EnVy is from even contesting this hill. It's going to take 20 seconds to even get here.
Yeah, and of course Enable's that guy as well. He's going to have the cuts, and he's going to see 2 cross, make it 3 as well, and he's at least able to trade himself out, and he gets the close spawn as well. So that's huge stuff. Huke, though, able to pick up 2 by some miracle, and now Temp's going to try to go for the next 2. Gets traded out, and while the spawn still there for EG, but EnVy, at the very least, off the back of Huke, doing a nice job to get inside that hill.
Did you see how close Temp just was to that spawn, and they still spawn at back street? Talk about a blessing for EnVyUs. It's letting them at least contest this hard point. Looks like it's down to a 1v1 for Classic. He wins it, and that's a 40-second swing chance that will go in EnVy's favor. Keep that in mind as the map goes on.
That's huge as well. Like, literally both teams have done the exact same thing where they get the scrap time and win the rotation battle. You do not see that very often, and I'm sure both teams will be upset that they let it happen to them. Either way, though, Hugh, he's been the man, it seems, getting 2 pieces anytime they need to break a hill. Well, they're going to have to break the lookout post once again. Slasher's able to pick up 1, and now Hugh's going to be pushing up. Classic, of course, up top, he's going to clear out Enable, and Enable's been a thorn in the side. That's an important kill to get, and you see Classic gets 2 then thereafter. That's
the most important part. So he gets full streaks off of that. Plays his life so well. Now, if they need the fighter pilot, he can absolutely call it on in. And with 37 seconds left on lookout, you think, hey, that might be worth it. If they give up this control right now, first, they'd rather have him gun up on the map. Mid lane watched. Pressure coming in from Arch. There's 1. Slasher 20 and 18 now on a 3 streak. He's finally positive on this map.
Yeah, and you see Classic doesn't even have to use any of the streaks. They're just doing it straight off raw gun skill. Of course, 15 seconds left, but Slasher's in the hill. He gets 1, even gets Enable 1 shot. And you see Classic is there from the trade. The dual FG setup on lookout post. That's the type of thing you like to see. You like to see the creativity from Classic. Bar first hill, switches to a sub part of the game. For different hills, they are treating situations differently.
No surprise, EnVy have outplayed EG on the 3rd and 4th hills, but it's the first hard point and the 2nd hard point where they've struggled. EG have been dominant so far in red. Let's see if that switches here now that Classic has the flamethrower. He's dead on the entry. Hook trying to stay alive up top. You see Nameless with 2 in the kill feed. Now the pressure comes in. Hipfire goes in his favor, but it's all Nameless inside the hard point. He does get shut down though.
Yeah, Hugh falls as well. It's going to be Temp at least contesting time. So I guess you'll take it from EnVy. Contest over everything after the up top as well, just trying to hold control. But we've seen twice now where EnVy gets the spawns for the 2nd hill and they can't hold on. Now they're in a situation where it's EG. They're spawning in the back. So the question is, can EG hold on to the spawns?
Keep in mind, the streak's still at play. Nameless with a fighter pilot. Full streaks still in the hands of Classic. And wow, he just got the worst spawn possible for this new hill. Thankfully, Hook is pushed into ammo. I'm wondering if he gets, you know, close towards this. Yep, exactly. I was going to say courtyard and calls it a streak. Here it comes. 206 to 202. Everyone revealed. Enable dead. Apathy will join him as well. 3 down, and there you go. The break from EnVy. Full control of the hill and the spawns. This is their chance to get a huge lead on the map.
Yeah, and that's what we want from Slasher, watching the cuts as well. But of course, the streaks are going to be coming in from both sides, and that takes down Slasher. So there's your man. He gets taken down, and now EG at least can apply pressure from the top side. So it's going to be scrappy, but this might even come down to whoever wins this hill and gets the scrap time. It's going to be tough to get the rotation for next.
Yeah, right? It's one of those, it's like a double-edged sword. You can get 20 seconds. You won't win, but your opponent can get a perfect hold for a hard point where they can win off of it. Still, though, with a glide bomb in the hands of Classic, that could be the thing that gives EnVy the advantage on this rotation. Here it comes. They know 2 are spawning out. They know exactly where Enable is. They've got to flood the hard point now. They'll get the scrap time. These next gunfights will decide the rest of this game.
And the pressure's there. Aches is able to get 1, so that player might not spawn there. And he actually spawned in too soon. I think if he waited, he would have spawned at the bottom side of the map. But Slasher gets in kind of early, and there you go. The clean break coming from EG. They are now 33 seconds away from ending this game.
Luke just spent the whole time watching bottom middle white instead of rotating towards the street. Now it's EG in the hill. Still down by 13. Spawns in favor of EnVy. A clean break. Aches is last alive. He's got 1 chance to push on in, and he's taking the long route in hopes that his team can flood through the front door. There's no time. It took too long.
That is just a lack of ability to hold that parking lot hill. It got broken like every single time by both teams incredibly quickly.
EnVy, perfect in the respawns, win the series 3-1 as EG's struggles continue in hardpoint.
And I mean, obviously the swing map, you want to call it a CTF for the map 3, but like, how important is hardpoint as game mode? Obviously, if you're having a long series, you're guaranteed to see it twice, and we've seen just hardpoint dominant teams have been great for years. I know we say S&D wins championships, but hardpoint wins these series, man. Like, I don't know what to say. EnVy, they fixed our hardpoint, and they have just looked fantastic, and that could be a match that decides who gets relegated or who makes playoffs. Like, the implications for this series are absolutely massive, and EnVy, they look great so far, man.
I don't know what Temp is ranting about, but he's very animated right now. Looking at that, you would have maybe thought his team just lost, but either way, it's EnVy who impressed so far. Probably my biggest standout up to this point. Temp. I don't know what's happening. But man, he is fed up with something at the moment as he grabs his cell phone from the ref. We'll have to check his Twitter to see what it is. But congratulations to EnVy on the series victory there. Chance they start a perfect 2-0 in the CWL Pro League.
And again, you just got to, you know, I know I'm a broken record at this point, but it's their hard point, right? Looking at their hard point in the past, it was the weakest game mode, and this roster, like, they should be really good at killing things, and that's incredibly important at hard point. So finally, it seems, at least for the moment that they've brought it together, granted, again, FaZe, who they beat 2-0 in the hard point, still haven't won a map. EG, they haven't looked like the best hard point team. So EnVy still has a lot to prove, but best start they could possibly have. Like, what more could you ask for?
Slasher continues to stay consistent. If you get Hook with a little bit more help there, a lot of those maps are definitely even more blowout. If you are EnVyUs moving forward, what's the biggest thing you've got to work on?
Well, after that, you got to imagine it's going to be that search game, right? Like that's a little bit too rough. And again, part of it was just getting out strategized.